we're in the eye of the needle right now. People are making their decisions, okay, and making their choices. Hey y'all, it's the goddess aka Divinity's hottest, checking the FN, and I hope y'all are having a divine ass day. My name is 𝕮𝓹. I am a spiritual guide, teacher, intuitive for spirit, and I'm here to help you understand who you are as a spiritual multidimensional being so that you can live your best life. Now, I wanted to make this video because it's go time. At this point, it's go time. If you come across this video, that's because spirit is trying to get your attention, okay? For the last 4 years, the world has been massively shifting and waking up. But over the last several decades, the world has been gradually shifting and waking up. And now we are moving into a faster energy. If you are familiar with the new earth frequency or the new earth energy, it is here right now. And it is helping to shift us into a new timeline. Now, why is this important? Because if you are somebody who wants to be a part of the new earth, you want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do, stepping out on faith, removing fear, doing it anyway, even if you fear, right now, because the time is right now, okay? This is not a fucking drill. And I'm not doing this to fearmonger or scare you. I'm doing this because I am seeing the shift. I have held off stepping out on faith. I have held off, doing what spirit has called me to do for the last 4 years. And now I'm kind of like my back is against the wall and I have no other choice because I see what's happening and the old earth is literally dying off, okay? Now, if you are not familiar with the old earth energy and the new earth energy, the old earth is the old paradigm. It is the old way that things have worked, the old system, which clearly in a capitalistic society, it's not serving us. It is proven time and time again that it no longer serves us. I'm actually going to insert a video of a clip that I just posted to my social media a couple days ago.
So I pulled some cards, y'all. What I want to say first is that if you don't already know that Babylon is falling, the old system, the old earth, the old paradigm is falling because it does not work. Don't talk about me because I just woke up when I'm recording this video. I don't know when it'll get posted. But anyway, people are losing their jobs because the old system does not fucking work anymore. This era that we're moving into in this age of Aquarius is about self-governance. We're working for a system that does not work for us and does not allow us to live a life that we actually want to live. So people losing their jobs is not because, bad things are happening to you. It's because spirit is giving you opportunities to figure out what you actually love to do and to do that and to create your abundance from that. It's all serving us at the end of the day. But if you cannot see what's happening spiritually and you try to cling on to the old, it's only going to put you in this energy of fear, and that's not going to serve you because with the earth vibrating a lot faster, you're going to manifest things that are in a like vibration of that fearful energy that you are feeling. So this is not a time to be afraid or scared. I know the future is uncertain, but it's all happening for us. We are moving and evolving as a species. We should not be living under a system that does not pay people what they deserve to be paid. In that same token, why are we choosing to operate and live in a system that's not willing to pay us when we can create our own abundance? Part of it is taking accountability for the part that we played in our own slavery, right? In our own enslavement to the system. When there's so much opportunity to own your own business, to create your own income, to figure out a way, there's so much information that is free out here. And so part of this is also us taking accountability for what we've subjected ourselves to. Right? Some people don't know what they don't know, but a lot of people, the same way they use their phones to get on social media, they can use their phones to start a business and they refuse to do it for whatever reason. And regardless, that's a choice and that's on them. But this system is not serving us. It's time to go to the next thing. We should not be living in a system where there's a bunch of homelessness, okay? We should not be living in a system where kids don't have the supplies that they need to go to school. Like, it doesn't fucking work. So we got to change something. Anyway. First card that came out was honor your feelings. And I feel like this is specifically for people who have been let go or lost a job, okay? Honor what you feel, be angry, be upset, and sit in all the feelings, okay? Everything associated with how you were treated, like how hard you've worked for these companies. Whatever the case may be, honor everything that you feel because everything that you feel is valid, okay? We don't want to invalidate your feelings. But breathe through the tension. Breathe through those thoughts of, I don't know how I'm going to make it. Breathe through the thoughts of, I don't know what's going to happen next. Breathe through the thoughts of, I can't believe this is my fucking life right now. Sit with it, breathe through it, but feel it because it is a lot going on right now. It is. We cannot deny that. Everybody or most people are feeling it in some capacity, right? And that's okay. That's okay. But ultimately, the crowning energy is leave the past behind. The past is the old way. Stop clinging on to the old way and figure out a new way. The old way that you made money, the old way that you showed up, like operate in a new way. Let go of the past, okay? Let go of who you were. Let go of this identity of me being a slave to this system that no longer serves me and forge a new way and a new path. You have something that has been deposited in you that you can share with the world, that you can charge people for, and they are willing to pay you for because you come from the source of all things that has given you this gift to create room for you to eat, okay? So figure out what that is. Leave the past behind and forge a new path. I love you.
If you have not been seeing or noticing the shift that's happening, that's because you probably are not a part of it. However, if you are watching this video, that means that this is an opportunity for you to make some decisions about what side that you want to be on. Now, when I talk about the old earth is not necessarily bad. It just does not fucking work anymore. If you've been paying attention, okay, and you would notice this if you're on the frequency or in the energy, many people have been leaving corporate America. Many people have been living off the grid. Many people have been leaving the US because it's not the American dream that we were told that it was, right? And actually doing what has called out to their souls and their spirit. And with this new earth frequency, it is so powerful and so potent that the universe is supporting us in making whatever decisions that we choose to make. So if you are deciding to stay stuck at a job that you do not like because you are living in fear, you are moving more towards the old earth, right? But if you are somebody who is deciding to be scared and do it anyway, you are going to be supported by the universal energies. Now, this is not to say quit your job if you do not feel like that is something that you should do, because everyone is not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everyone is not meant to quit their job, but you will know if this is for you. And this is not the time to allow your fear to keep you stagnant, because if you do, you are going to be moving towards the old earth. And what will happen is the old earth and the new earth, and before I continue, the old earth and the new earth are not two different places. They are two different levels of consciousness, okay? So in the old earth, they are controlled by their fear, right? My angels, my ancestors, my spirit guides have told me time and time again that fear is not real. Only love is real. But because we have been indoctrinated into a fear-based system, we have grown up with these fears that are not true. And so we have to do the work to let go of those fears, or feel it, right? Acknowledge what we feel and do it anyway and move beyond, because fear is just simply an opportunity to expand and grow. In the old earth, we had to work super hard in order to accomplish our goals. In the new earth, we work to get what we want, but we also operate as the version of ourselves who has what we want already. So with the higher states of consciousness, we realize that in order to attract and draw to us the desired reality that we want to experience, we have to be the person as well as do whatever work necessary in order to draw that to us. Whereas in the old 3D reality, we were just working super hard to get what we wanted. We're in the eye of the needle right now. People are making their decisions, okay, and making their choices. Some people are allowing fear to govern them, and other people are just stepping out on faith and trusting that everything will work out. And I promise y'all, the universal energies are so potent and strong right now that the universe will support you if you believe that it will support you, okay? Everything that you have been taught as a child most likely is a lie. And it's most likely not your belief. So I would really encourage y'all to take the time to dissect, take a deep look at your life to figure out what is actually your beliefs and what beliefs do not belong to you, and let go what does not belong to you, okay? Because now is the time to actually walk by faith and not by sight. Now is the time to actually operate by the spirit and not by the flesh. A lot of people have been losing their jobs, but that's because their soul's purpose and their soul's mission is not working at that job that they hate. Their soul's mission is doing something completely different. Now, for other people, them losing jobs is not because they're not meant to work for anyone else, because like I said, everyone is not meant to be an entrepreneur, but some people are not working in a job that is fulfilling to their soul. And if you're watching this video, you're probably a light worker as well, but there have been millions of souls who have been sent down to earth to help to heal the earth, but to raise the consciousness and help earth transition into this evolution of the new earth. And you could be someone who is doing that. At the end of this video, I'm going to insert like a 6-minute clip that will give you more information on the old earth and the new earth, but also just who we are as spiritual beings, to give you an idea of like what's going on and what's happening. So please make sure that you stay to the end, because that video is so powerful, but it's also true. The masses have been waking up, and it's not by coincidence. It's because we all, most of us, they call it the chosen ones. I don't believe that we're the chosen ones. I believe that we chose to come here, right? Because everyone has the opportunity to wake up if they choose to. And some people have been given divine assignments to help others wake up and to help others, you know, raise their consciousness. But whatever the case may be, this is not the time to stay stuck. This is not the time to stay silent. This is not the time to not be your authentic self. Because if you decide to actually take that leap of faith and operate in your truth, the universe will support you, y'all. I promise you. We are in the age of Aquarius, okay? Age of Aquarius is all about community, okay? Aquarius is very community based. So you see a lot of these different people building community on their social media, right? Doing what they are passionate about and building a community around that. You see people, Aquarius is also about intellect, right? Intelligence, whether it's artificial intelligence, okay? It's about information. We are in the information age. So a lot of people are sharing what they know, creating businesses out of that, okay? And building a community of people that are interested or that they are assigned to on this earthly plane. We are in a different time, okay? We're in a different time. It just really comes down to a choice. Who do you want to be? What earth do you want to live in? What consciousness do you want to have and operate in? And to do that. So I would highly suggest, that you take the time to really figure out what you want your future to look like and make the choices now, because the choices that you make today are affecting your tomorrow. And you want to make sure that you're making choices that actually reflect the life that you want to live tomorrow and not what makes you feel comfortable today. Because the choices that you make today, they might feel a little bit uncomfortable for that better tomorrow. But I'd rather be uncomfortable for a short period of time than the remaining of my life and miserable and unhappy and angry and upset and fear-based. Like that's just not what we came here for. Thank you, Spirit. So I was about to let y'all watch the video, but before we go into it, I did pull some cards and I wanted to share the messages that came through. So we have, you are poetry, unduplicatable, but also perfect in your own right? And for me, like a big part of my healing journey, right, was coming to terms with the fact that everything that I was taught was a lie, but also accepting that I'm enough. And everything that tells me that I'm not is a lie. You are living poetry. The next thing we got is soul on fire. What is your soul calling you to do? Where's it calling you to go? Right? Think about what you're passionate about. Figure out what can I do that's actually going to make me happy? And trust that the universe will support you in whatever decision that you choose to make, right? Because it will. Then we have the distraction of shiny things. So this one I was a little confused. I was like, okay, Spirit, well, what do you mean? And the card that came out was the Wheel of Fortune card. Wheel of Fortune is about the turning point, okay? And when I think about the distraction of shiny things, I think of the things that feel familiar or good right now, but don't necessarily serve our soul. I also was thinking of like the lifestyle, right? For me, I was addicted to working because of the things that it granted me, right? How much it fed my ego and all these different things, but none of that shit mattered. None of it mattered. So with this turning point coming out, this is the time to not do things for money, but to do things from your soul, for your soul, right? From your heart. So figure out, what is my heart trying to tell me? How is my heart trying to tell me or encourage me to move right now? When your soul is being called, okay, you will be miserable until you answer the call. And if you know, you know. So I was miserable for a long time. I mean, years, y'all. I'm talking years. Okay, I was miserable for a very long time until I decided I no longer wanted to be miserable, and stepping out on faith and walking in my truth, right, as a divine spiritual being, as a teacher, as a spiritual guide, was more important, okay, than living in fear. It was more important than a consistent income. Right? It was more important than my need for control. It was more important than my fear. It was more important than my stagnancy and my familiarity with the known. Okay? It was more important to me. So really taking the time to figure out what's important to you. Overrate your intuition. Trust what it's telling you. Okay? Trust what your intuition is telling you about where you need to go, what you should be doing, because it's always speaking to us. Our intuition is always speaking to us. You just have to pay attention. You have to listen. You have to turn off your mind and tune into your heart space, because it is always speaking to you. Now, the crowning energy, we have step up and lead in Capricorn. We have the new moon in Capricorn, right? New moons are all about new energy. Capricorn is very hardworking. Capricorn is a leader. Capricorn is very disciplined. Okay, so how are you being called to step up and lead? If you feel a call, if you feel a push, it's for a reason. Trust what you feel. Trust the knowing, because that is your higher self. That is your spirit speaking to you. You feel miserable where you are right now because that's not where you're supposed to be. You don't want to do what you feel like you're being forced to do because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And you don't have to do anything. You're choosing to do it, right? So you have a choice to step up and lead and do something else that actually serves your soul, your spirit, and also serves humanity. When we do what we feel called to do, we not only serve ourselves, but we simply serve humanity. By being our true, authentic self, that's how we serve humanity, right? It's not just a service that we provide humanity. Like for me, I read tarot, I offer spiritual guidance, I have digital products that I provide, right, that help you heal. But that's not really how I serve humanity. The way that I truly serve humanity is by creating these videos and being my authentic self. That's how I serve. So even if it's not providing a service, okay, trust that if you just show up as your authentic self, the universe will support you in doing that. Because your natural vibration, when you emanate that natural vibration, you automatically attract things. My angels tell me all the time, when you operate as your authentic self, you will automatically attract all that you need to you. Automatically, because that's the way everything was designed to work anyway. We were not designed to fear. We were not designed to fear. And I just don't want y'all living in that. You, the muse. You get to decide what life you want to live. You are the center of your universe, okay? You are the one who calls the shots. You make the rules. Nobody else. Make sure that you're living by your rule book and not a rule book that your parents told you have to live by, that your friends told you have to live by, that your job told you had to live by, that society told you that you had to live by. You are the muse. So dig deep within yourself and figure out, what do I actually want? What do I want? And then do that. And even if you're scared, do it scared. But do it. This is something that Les Brown said. If you do not know who he is a motivational speaker. And this has always stuck with me. He said, the graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled. The books that were never written. The songs that were never sung. The inventions that were never shared. The cures that were never discovered. My God. All because someone was too afraid to take the first step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream. Y'all, this is our time. This is the time of the people. The power is yours. It has always been. And it is more clear than ever now that the time is now. That you can and you are capable, but you have to believe in your own capabilities. You have to believe that the lies that you've been taught are not true. You have to believe in something greater than your current situation. It just doesn't make fucking sense that we come down here to earth to be miserable and sad and living in fear and paying bills. That's not what the hell we came to this bitch for. Excuse my language. But it's just like, when you really think about it, and if you know how good God is, if you know that you are God experiencing and expressing God, why would God limit itself down to a system that is controlling billions of people that it no longer serves? It doesn't fucking make sense. So the time is now. You are supported. You are loved. I know it's easier said than done, but if I can do it, okay? If I can do it, anybody can do it. I never thought that I would be telling people that, oh yeah, I can hear spirit and spirit communicates with me and I read tarot and all these things. What? That was never supposed to be my life, according to my ego, right? According to the program that I was put on. Until I decided that, wait, this isn't my fucking program. This is someone else's. And am I going to use the rest of my life living by someone else's program? Or am I going to figure out what mine are, because they're already in you, and live in that truth? Last card we have is leave the past behind in Capricorn. This is very self-explanatory. Obviously, it speaks for itself. Whatever does not serve you, leave it behind. Leave it behind. It does not serve you for a reason. Trust in where you're being led to go and allow the universe to support you, because you deserve support. You deserve support as you show up as your authentic self. It's okay. You are okay. Everything is okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. Check out the video. Let me know what you think about that video in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. When I saw it, I was just like, oh my God, this is literally it in a nutshell. Like, it breaks it down in such a way that people who are not familiar with this information can understand it. So let me know in the comments below what you thought about the video that I'm about to play. I love you to life. This is the goddess signing the F out, and I will talk to you soon.
Second, you volunteered to go to Earth?
I did. I had to. I had family trapped on Earth.
But how could you get trapped on Earth?
You had to be there to understand. On Earth, you wouldn't remember anything.
What do you mean you wouldn't remember anything?
I mean, you would have no memory of anything. You wouldn't even remember existing before Earth.
What? How is that possible?
It was designed that way. It was brilliant. To dive as deeply as possible into such ignorance, such darkness, and still find your way back to remembering who you were, that took true mastery.
Wow. I still can't believe you went to Earth. Tell me more.
Well, Earth had its own set of laws that everyone agreed to experience. Like gravity, what goes up must come down. Like linear time, day is followed by night.
Time? What's time?
You know how when we think of something it manifests instantly? Well, on Earth there was a delay. The delay is what made Earth so difficult.
Interesting. Time. So tell me more.
Before going to Earth, you would choose your family, whether you wanted to be male or female, what race you wanted to be, the location on the planet, things like that.
Oh, so you could choose your own character.
Exactly. You would enter the Earth as a baby and be completely dependent on others to teach you the rules. But since nobody could remember the rules, they made up their own rules, based on fear and giving your power away to others.
That doesn't sound like much fun.
It wasn't for everyone.
What'd you do while portions of you were on Earth?
I watched them. It was pretty funny.
What was so funny?
Here were these magnificent beings, playing the most unique and cutting-edge experience in the universe, and they were clueless. I tried to guide them as much as possible.
Wait a second. You could communicate with them?
Yes, but they couldn't hear me. I would show them synchronicities, or send them impulses to help guide them, but they couldn't see the signs.
Why not?
They didn't trust themselves.
So is that why they sent out a call for help?
Exactly.
Is that when you went?
No, I didn't go until later. First volunteers, they had it the worst.
What do you mean, had it the worst?
Well, they killed them.
What?
They killed the volunteers.
They killed them?
Those on Earth couldn't understand what the volunteers were telling them. The idea that they were equal to the volunteers scared them.
What were they telling them?
Common sense stuff like, all the answers you seek are inside you. Everything I can do, you can do and more.
So they killed them?
And then they twisted the volunteers' message and created even more fear.
What do you mean, more fear?
Like the message, God is inside you, was turned into, you are separate from God. The message, all the answers you seek are inside you, was twisted into, you can't trust yourself.
And they believed it?
It was out of control.
How could they believe that?
You had to be there to understand. Did you know they actually believed that they were the only intelligent life in the universe?
Now that's funny.
Pretty crazy, I know.
So then what happened?
The designers knew Earth was going to enter a section of the galaxy that humans had never experienced before. A section filled with a frequency that might be able to reconnect the human's DNA.
What was wrong with their DNA?
It didn't work anymore. The thing is, their DNA was how they connected with their higher self.
So that's why your incarnations couldn't hear you.
Exactly. But there was a catch with the new plan. Only those incarnated on Earth could tune in to these new frequencies.
Oh, so they needed more volunteers.
Yes, but this time they were taking no chances. To pull this off, they needed millions in the physical form, wired and ready to attune to these frequencies.
Are these the 21st century humans that all the stories are about?
Yep, we volunteered from every corner of the universe to help the humans wake up.
What did the volunteers have to do once they got there?
We had to wake ourselves up, attune to these frequencies, and spread them to the rest of the planet.
That sounds impossible.
Most of those watching the Earth experiment didn't think we could pull it off.
So what happened when you got to Earth?
Once on Earth, we were taught the same fear-based beliefs that had been handed down for eons. We lived just like everyone else, totally clueless to who we were and what was getting ready to happen. But as soon as the Earth entered this cloud of frequencies, we started to question everything. And one by one, we started to wake up.
So the plan was working.
It was. The more we trusted ourselves, the quicker we reconnected. And the faster we started to remember what was happening. And since we were spread out evenly all around the planet's frequency began to rise quickly.
What happened when the planet's frequency began to rise?
The humans' experience of time began speeding up. They started manifesting their beliefs faster and faster. Those consumed with fear created even more fear, and eventually Earth just spun out of control.
What do you mean, spun out of control?
These low-frequency beliefs that had controlled the human experience for eons could no longer exist, so they began to self-destruct, and the world fell into complete chaos.
That sounds terrifying.
It was for those living in fear, but for us volunteers, we all knew it was the end of the old energy and the beginning of the new.
So then what happened?
A tipping point was reached in our awakening, and we created a new Earth.
A new Earth? what happened to the old Earth?
It continued on, allowing those who could not let go of their fears to play out their lessons. But for us, we created a new Earth that matched our higher frequency. And as easy as that, all the fear-based beliefs simply fell away. In an instant, we remembered who we were. We knew we were all connected, and we stopped hurting each other. We started respecting each other, started loving each other. We took back our power to create, and we created a new Earth without fear.
Wow, so the legends are true. What an incredible experience that must have been. Nice work.
Thanks.